Great. First of all, I'm very happy to be here at the Africa Tech Festival from Tejas Networks. Tejas Networks has been in Africa for more than a decade. We have a very strong presence in providing transport and access equipment which goes on optical fiber. So we are very, very proud to say that we have more than 30 countries in which our equipment is working across maybe 50 customers. A lot of the large networks in Africa, the multi-terabit capacity networks backbones are being built using our equipment. And I think we have developed a very strong reputation to provide world-class products with the latest technology, which are also very competitive for the current market, given our experience from India, which is where the company is headquartered. So Tejas Networks is a company that, as I said, provides all the transmission equipment and access equipment like GPON, transmission equipment like WDM from 100 gig, 200, 400, 600, 800 and so on. And now we are also expanding our product portfolio into wireless with 4G and 5G base stations, the radios that you can see on the backside that we have developed. So in one sense, we are now an end-to-end provider of telecommunication equipment from wireline to wireless, and we also have some presence in terms of IoTs for satellites, and all of those things together managed by a common network management system is something which gives us a very, very competitive advantage. One other thing which we have done very uniquely, and we have an award-winning product which has won several awards around the world, is a converged platform where from the same box, same piece of hardware, you can turn it into a 4G or a 5G base station, you can turn it into a GPON box, or you can turn it into a packet aggregation box as well. So all of these technologies, when they converge onto the same platform, it makes it much easier to launch new services at a very cost-effective price, while being able to manage it in a very seamless and easy manner. So, at a very fundamental level, the way we differentiate from competition is that we come from India, as I mentioned earlier, and in India, we are extremely proud of the software capabilities that we possess. So our approach in building telecommunication product is what we call software-defined hardware. So essentially what you can do is the hardware platform is future-proof, future-ready, where by upgrading software and new features, as the networks evolve, as the technology evolves, we are able to provide those kind of technology as well as services. So this is a fundamental approach that we have taken. Second thing I would say, especially in the context of Africa, that we really understand the requirements of customers in Africa very well, because the operating conditions in Africa, the demographic categorization of people, the way the networks are built, the paying capacity of people here is very similar to India, where we have similar operating conditions. So we kind of have the mindset understanding of what a customer needs, what an operator needs, what are the price, performance, technology trade-offs he needs to make, which is very different than if you're a European or US company. You don't really understand the mindset here. So I think that also puts us into a very good situation. And last but not the least, I feel is that Africa is a market which really requires a lot of dedicated customer support and service. We want to be able to make sure that once the networks are up, they stay that way, and if any problems or any issues happen, we're able to resolve them in a very timely and fast-effective manner. So those are all the things which we do very well. So Tejas Networks, interestingly, is the first deep technology company from India, and I had the pleasure of founding this company, and we listed and we became a public company in 2017. So we are the first company from a startup to listing in India in a deep tech sector. Last year, Tata Sons, which is the holding company of the Tata Group, which is India's largest business group with varied interest across many different segments and sectors of businesses, has basically taken a majority shareholding in Tejas. What it does is that it brings in the financial strength, the global brand recognition, and Tatas in the world are known for trust. So today, if you really see in the world, people are looking for trusted telecom products, because telecommunication equipment is going to touch every aspect of our lives, citizens and so on. And you cannot have a network which is not secure, which can be hacked into. So I think the trust factor of the Tata, the financial strengths, the brand recognition that they have, it's a 100-year-old group. So being a part of the Tata Group brings us all those capabilities. The second aspect is that within the group companies, they have the world's largest IT services companies, TCS, for example. We are going to be the OEM, which is going to produce all the equipment, and then they have Tata Communications, which is a service provider. So I think we have an ecosystem within the group which can enable us to take advantage of the strength, not just within Tejas, but part of the group. So that's something which is very, very exciting for us. Absolutely. In fact, I was talking to someone at the show yesterday, and one very interesting thing came out. The kind of learning India as a country has gone through over the last 5 to 10 years to convert a traditional economy to a digital economy. And the whole COVID basically accelerated that. So there's a lot of programs that the government of India has undertaken, starting from building a pan-India rural broadband network covering 250,000 kilometers of fiber, connecting 150,000 villages, and all of that network was built using our equipment. So I think we were literally created the backbone in the rural area, which connected to the backbone in the urban areas. Now what that gave is, government was able to take any citizen services, from financial services to education to healthcare, especially during COVID, and be able to provide it to any citizen in the country. So India ended up creating a stack of technology from the network level to the operating system to the applications to users. And all of that stack is done at scale. We have more than 1 billion people in India. So anything that you do, it's done at scale, it's matured, it's working, and it's rock solid. I think all of the technology, all of those capabilities are relevant for Africa, because where India was a few years back is where Africa is today. In different countries, it's a slightly different thing. And I think we can jumpstart all of those ecosystems in Africa by bringing those knowledge. And we as a company can bring the solutions, products. And we are talking to a lot of customers over here. A lot of the governments are interested. And I'm again very saying this is how cooperation should happen. Something we have done, there's no need to reinvent the wheel. And you do things in India, I'm sure they're going to be very relevant here as well. Actually, first of all, it's a flagship event that we consider for Africa. This is a place where we accomplish a few key objectives, and I'm happy this is happening in physical form after a few years. Number one is a lot of our customers want to touch and feel, and as a company we have made a lot of progress. Like we were earlier only doing wireline products, now we're doing wireline and wireless. We're pretty much doing anything that a network needs to build a mobile network, backbone network, residential broadband, wholesale, whatever, right? So I think it's very important for the customers to get a first cut feel. Second, we also get to meet a lot of prospective customers who may not have known about us, or we don't know about them. When they come over here and we have very good conversations. And then the last part, since we also are coming as a country presence from India, there are a lot of government agencies or things who are keen to understand and learn exactly what we describe, that what has India done and how can we take advantage of that. So I think it's a very good event for us. And last but definitely not the least, lots of friends here, and good to meet them again in person and really be taking this whole thing forward. So it's been a great time here.